Fill to Capacity, where heart, grit, and irreverent humor collide. A podcast for people too stubborn to quit and too creative not to make a difference. Hi, I'm Pat Benincasa, and welcome to Fill to Capacity. So glad you're here. Episode 124. 1-800, are you kidding me? Wildcards. Some days, it's easy to see the world as a runaway freight train of bad headlines and obnoxious behavior. It feels like being dropped into darkness with no map. But that's only half the story. The other half, the half we rarely look at, is where the wild cards live. A wild card is a thing no one saw coming. It's 1-800, are you kidding me territory. It's the twist that cuts through the noise and flips the narrative. The moment that doesn't fit the pattern, doesn't follow the rules, and arrives unannounced. What I love about wild cards, they are in-your-face reminders that the future is not a lock. They shatter illusions with their unexpected breakthroughs and kick-ass unpredictability. Quiet or loud, sudden or slow, when they show up, the whole game changes. In a season where everything feels predictable in the worst way, wildcards are the proof that possibility still has teeth. The surprises, the sparks, the breakthroughs that don't just inspire, but reset what we think is possible. So in this episode, we are putting our cards on the table. Pull up a chair and get a better view at what's breaking through the gloom right now. People walking again in ways we never thought possible. Countries running transit systems on wind. Surprising new paths to healing. Teenagers tackling global problems that adults haven't quite figured out yet. Ancient seeds waking after 2,000 years. And medical breakthroughs that target tumors with surgical precision. These are the wild cards. Quiet, bold, disruptive, and every one of them bends the needle towards what is possible. Let's start with breakthrough number 1. Brain-spine digital bridge restores natural walking. A team in Switzerland built a fully implanted brain-spine interface, it's called BSI, that reconnects the brain's intention to move with the body's actual ability to walk. The system reads the thought to take a step, sends it to implanted spinal stimulators, and boom, movement happens. A man with long-term paralysis was able to stand, walk, and even climb stairs. And here's the kicker. After rehab, he regained some natural motor function on his own, hinting at real neural repair, not just high-tech assist. Not yet everyday life, but it's a wild card. Breakthrough number 2. The Netherlands quietly pulled off a renewable first. Since 2017, every electric train in the Netherlands has run on 100% renewable electricity, mostly wind. They're not claiming the trains run on pure wind electrons, but they do buy enough wind-generated power to match their entire national rail system's energy use. It's verified, audited, and still going strong. A whole country quietly turned its daily commute into a radical win for the planet. Breakthrough number 3. Rent-A-Grandma, Japan's soft power revolution. In Japan, there's a small but growing company that lets you hire a grandma. For about $20 an hour, people are booking women in their 60s to 90s to cook, clean, babysit, offer advice, sit with you, or just lend that calming elder touch many of us grew up knowing. The service is called OK Grandmas. It's not glamorous, it's not for everyone, but it's human. And in a world that sometimes seems engineered to isolate, it reminds us what it means to need and to give and care. Breakthrough number 4. The tiny injection making a big dent in cancer treatment. In the UK, cancer care just got a quiet but powerful upgrade. NHS, National Health Service England, is now rolling out a new under-the-skin version of a leading immunotherapy used to treat more than 15 cancers. The same drug that once required a 30 to 60-minute IV drip can now be given as a 5-minute injection under the skin. One quick jab instead of an hour in the chair. For patients with lung, kidney, melanoma, bladder, head and neck cancers, and more, this means less hospital time and more actual living. No, it's not a cure. It's not a miracle, but it's a human-sized breakthrough, a shift in the feel of treatment. Faster, simpler, maybe more dignified. A reminder that sometimes progress isn't flashy. It just gives people back a little bit of their day. Breakthrough number 5. Marion Stokes, the woman who refused to let history disappear. Some breakthroughs don't come from labs or governments. Sometimes it's one person sitting in her living room deciding the truth deserves a witness. Meet Marion Stokes, a former librarian, civil rights activist, an absolute force of nature who hit record during the 1979 Iran hostage crisis and never stopped. For 33 years, she captured the news, not selectively, continuously. 8 TVs running at once, VHS and Betamax tapes swapped every 6 to 8 hours. Holidays, storms, doctor's appointments. It didn't matter. She recorded through all of it because she believed something radical. If no one kept the receipts, history could be rewritten. When she died, her family opened the door to find more than 71,000 tapes stacked across multiple apartments, nearly 840,000 hours of broadcast history. Today, her entire archive, 4 shipping containers worth, is being digitized by the Internet Archive. It will take years and millions of dollars, but once complete, it becomes the most complete independent record of 24-hour news anywhere in the world. In a time when misinformation spreads faster than facts, Marion Stokes stands as a wild card of the highest order. One woman who quietly built an unedited, unvarnished memory for all of us. Breakthrough number 6. South Korea's dental revolution. South Korean scientists are developing a breakthrough tooth regrowth drug. Not a sci-fi patch, but a real lab-verified therapy that reactivates a dormant tooth bud. Early results show it can stimulate the growth of an entirely new tooth, and human trials begin in 2025. Nothing guaranteed yet, but imagine a future where dentures and implants aren't the last stop, just a temporary fix before your body grows its own replacement. Breakthrough number 7. Here is a jaw-dropping agricultural breakthrough. Some wild cards don't come from technology. They come from time itself. In Israel, scientists woke up a lineage that had been dead for 2 millennia. Using seeds recovered from ancient sites around the Judean desert, Masada, Qumran, and the Cave of Letters, researchers coaxed 2,000-year-old date seeds back to life. Not one seed, but multiple. And they didn't just sprout. They grew into male and female date palms, tall and thriving. One of them, named Methuselah, even produced pollen strong enough to fertilize a female tree revived from the same ancient stash. The result? The first dates grown from a long extinct Judean lineage, a fruit praised in antiquity for its size, sweetness, and resilience. Now, this isn't historical trivia. These ancient palms may carry genetic traits we desperately need today: drought tolerance, heat resilience, disease resistance. In a warming world, imagine crops that can take the hit and keep going. A forgotten tree from a forgotten orchard showing up now, of all times, to hand us a little hope. If that's not a wild card, what is? Breakthrough number 8. 2 teens, 1 device, 90% clean water. 2 high schoolers in Texas built a pen-sized device using nothing but sound waves, and in lab tests, it removed up to 94% of microplastic particles from water. They won a major science fair prize for it. It's not a done deal yet. The real world is much messier than a clean lab tube. But maybe this is the kind of hidden innovation we've been waiting for. Simple, clever, an ode to human ingenuity, not corporate spin. If scaled up, it could be a powerful tool in a world drowning in plastic. Breakthrough number 9. The underground giant that eats storms. Here's a little wild card that isn't about gadgets or lab coats. It's about infrastructure. There's a viral claim floating around about how Japan's subway floodwater is clean while the U.S. swims in murky soup. Now, that's a stretch. Floodwater anywhere is a toxic grab bag. But the real story underneath it, that's worth paying attention to. Tokyo didn't get lucky, it got prepared. Decades ago, Japan built one of the most advanced flood diversion systems on the planet. The Metropolitan Area Outer Underground Discharge Channel, a cathedral-sized network of tunnels and shafts designed to catch stormwater before it hits the subway. They pump it out, reroute it, and move it away from transit like it's a choreographed dance. Add in strict maintenance and obsessive cleaning, and you get a system that can take a hit. Meanwhile, older U.S. systems, New York especially, are fighting gravity, age, and decades of deferred maintenance. When heavy rain hits, the drainage can't keep up, and the subway becomes a holding tank of street-level downpours. The point isn't that Tokyo floodwater is some pristine mountain spring. It's not. The point is that smart, long-game planning changes outcomes. That's the quiet breakthrough here. A country that built for the storms before the storms arrived. And finally, breakthrough number 10. Proactive medicine, the DNA fix. Whoa, here's the wild card that feels like science finally catching up to its own promise. CRISPR, C-R-I-S-P-R. Okay, CRISPR is something bacteria came up with long before we ever discovered it. When a virus attacks a bacterium, the cell saves a tiny piece of the virus's DNA so it can recognize that virus later. If the same virus shows up again, the bacterium uses a special protein to find the matching DNA and slice it apart, like ultra-precise scissors. It's basically a built-in way of spotting an old enemy and shutting it down fast. Until recently, all CRISPR treatments happened outside the body. doctors would remove cells, edit them in a lab, and then put them back. But now we've crossed a threshold. Scientists have delivered CRISPR directly into a living person's bloodstream to fix a genetic disease at its source. No cell extraction, no transplant, just a molecular courier carrying the edit to the exact mutation causing the problem. And early results show the faulty gene getting switched off. The root of the disease being shut down in real time. This isn't theory, it's happening. A disorder once stitched into someone's DNA is suddenly negotiable. Not a cure-all, not risk-free, but it's the first glimpse of what it means to edit illness from the inside out. Oh, and that changes everything. Well, that's our deck of wild cards for today. Proof that in a world that feels like it's running on fumes, someone somewhere is cracking open the future. People walking again, seeds waking up, teens out innovating entire industries, grandmas on call, flood-eating megastructures, 5-minute cancer shots, and science literally editing disease at the DNA level. So next time you're knee-deep in the emotional mudslide of soul-crushing headlines, hit pause. Swap the breaking news for the breakthroughs. They're out there. The good that doesn't wait for permission, quiet, stubborn, brilliant, and showing up whether the world is ready or not. So until next time, keep your curiosity loud and your cynicism on a short leash. The wild cards are out there, and they're not done surprising us yet. Take care.